Hey ladies, welcome back to Pretty Girl Rich Era. Today we're talking about something that will quietly change your entire life if you take it seriously. And that is denying people and some things access and proximity to you. Because everybody does not deserve to be close to you, intimate to you, and in your personal space. Everybody does not deserve your energy, your time, what you do with your body. They do not deserve your knowledge and your wisdom and your thoughts, your emotional energy, just any of that. And if you don't learn how to control access, you will keep feeling drained and you'll never be able to move forward in life because you'll be so distracted and you'll just always feel delayed. You'll actually be delayed for the simple fact that you're allowing too many people access to you. And a lot of people feel like because they're within proximity to you, they have access to you, but they do not. For one, let's just clarify that access is really who you're giving your energy to. That's what I would describe it as. And then proximity is who you're around. So you're around your coworkers, but a lot of people don't really give their coworkers their energy. We just go to work and then go home. So let's also make it clear that access isn't just who you talk to, and also proximity isn't just who you're around physically. You can think of access as who has access to your thoughts and your emotions, who can interrupt your peace. That's what you would think about as far as like access. Really, who has access to your energy, because people can feel when they still have access to you, when they still have a hold on you, when you're still wrapped around their finger. Okay. And also who can influence your decisions, who feels entitled to you, to your body, to your peace. That is who has access to you. We got to keep in mind that a lot of people, I usually say some people, no, majority of people are not meant to be close to you. And it's not because they're bad people, it's just because they're not aligned with you and where you're going. And like I said earlier in the video, they will have you feeling and actually being delayed, and you'll just be feeling stuck and groggy, like your mind is cloudy. And this is why monitoring your access is an absolute non-negotiable. It really isn't. I'm here to tell you, I'm not playing with you about this, because if you do not monitor your access, your life will start to run you instead of you running your life. Like life will start to live you. You're not living life. So, I mean, you're going to be waking up tired already before the day even starts. And let me tell you how overstimulated you will be when too many people have access to you. You're going to be constantly reacting to things instead of like being mellow and, going with the flow in your feminine energy. You're going to be constantly reacting to things. I think when too many people have access to you, you're more so in your masculine. And all of us have feminine and masculine energy, but you're too much into that masculine side. And then you're going to wonder why you can never stay consistent. Why you keep falling off the bandwagon. Why you keep making routines and you're not following through with them, because of the access that people have to you and because of the people who have that access to you. You're going to feel mentally foggy and you're going to always be behind. It's not because you're lazy. It's because too many people and things are plugged into you. And this is how too much access is going to affect your day-to-day life. You're going to be getting constant text messages and calls. People are going to be dumping their problems on you nonstop. Anytime a problem arises, they're going to be calling you to dump it on you. You're gonna feel obligated to respond immediately to people. That's one of the number one things how you know people have too much access to you. I used to feel like that, but it was more so of a natural way. Like when my phone would ring, I would feel like I had to answer it because the phone is ringing. Answer the phone. No, don't do that. Answer your phone after 5 o'clock when you said you're going to start back taking calls, because the work day is here and you're working and you have goals. You're going to feel like you always have to explain yourself when people have too much access to you. Why did you explain yourself to these people? You have nothing to do with them. on a day to day like that to where you have to explain yourself to people. You don't have to explain yourself to anyone. And you're never going to have peace in your mind when people have too much access to you. That is how it's going to affect your day-to-day life. And that is going to affect your goals, baby. Your nervous system is going to be shot. You will never get any rest because your nervous system is going to be completely shot. You are going to be in a creative dry spell. You're not going to be able to create. Your discipline is going to be weaker than the weakest thing you can explain. Your discipline is going to be weak. Like I said, you're not going to be able to stick to those routines that you make because you know why? Your discipline is going to be weak. Too much access. Your body is going to stay in fight or flight, which is also your nervous system being shot. And you're not going to be able to build a higher life for yourself because you're constantly in a dysregulated state. Now, that was too much access to you. That was access. Now we're going to talk about what it looks like when someone is trying to get proximity to you or someone is in proximity to you. This part is important because someone trying to get proximity to you will want to talk to you every single day. And then they want you to answer them fast. They want you to let them in. They want answers on the drop of a dime. As soon as they ask the question, they want answers. Can you come with me to dinner Tuesday, which is tomorrow at 5? Let me know now so I can go ahead and make the reservations. No, I don't have to let you know now. What makes you think that I could just drop everything I'm doing and let you know if I can come with you right now? No, let me look at my calendar and let me see what's going on. And 9 times out of 10, if you're asking me something like this, the day before, I already know what I'm doing that day. I have my weeks planned out. So the answer will be no. Or the answer will be, I'll get back to you on that. Also, what it looks like when someone is trying to get proximity to you is they're going to ask you personal questions very early. You don't even know these people and they're going to ask you personal questions. A lot of people do this at work, thinking you have friends at work. And once you leave that job, you never talk to those people again. You can even see each other and never even speak. That's how you know you shouldn't be telling this person your personal business. Also, they'll try to push past your boundaries in a joking way. That's someone that's trying to gain proximity. And someone that needs constant reassurance, or if someone feels offended when you pull back. I don't know why I didn't say this one first. If someone feels offended when you take personal time for yourself, when you need a breather from them or from the group, whatever y'all have going on, that is a person that is trying to get proximity to you. Or when they try to make you feel guilty because you're busy. You have a life outside of work, or you have a life outside of them. It doesn't even have to be somebody from work or school. You just have a life outside of them. They try to make you feel busy for that. You've been acting funny with me. You act like you can't answer the phone. That ain't how real friends this and this and that. No, ma'am. We grown. We got stuff to do. And if you had stuff to do, you wouldn't even be saying this. You would understand. And let's be clear, they're not always doing this maliciously, but neediness, too much neediness is a red flag when you're trying to grow. And you also need to, even if they don't have malicious intentions, it still is a malicious act. Trying to make you feel guilty for being busy, that's malicious. Whether they're intentionally trying to be malicious or not, it's not good for you. It's not good for where you're going right now. So now that you know what proximity and access is and how to prevent it, how to stop it, what it looks like, let me tell you what it looks like when someone has too much access to you already. Now, this is very important as well. Please take notes, because if someone has too much access to you already currently, their mood is going to affect your mood. What does that look like? You have a roommate and she comes home pissed every day. As soon as she walks through the door, it can be 30 minutes before she walks through the door. She get off at 2:30 every day and she gets home about 3 o'clock. At 2:30, your mood already starts to dwindle down because you know she'll be here in 30 minutes. Your body automatically knows she will be here in 30 minutes and she's about to bring the whole house down. So their mood affecting your mood, that is a telltale sign of someone having too much access to you. Their opinion influences your decisions. This happens a lot with those friend groups. Before we know any better, when we just starting to be friends with someone and we're innocent, but the other person might be a little more experienced in manipulating people, so they'll try to manipulate you. This happens a lot with those friend groups. It's kind of like peer pressure. Or are you starting to shrink yourself to keep the peace? This happens a lot in relationships with narcissists and just in relationships in general. I don't want to call everyone a narcissist, but we got to be for real. A lot of these relationships, if there's a male in it, he shows some type of narcissistic traits. Let's just keep it a buck. So if you starting to shine too bright, you know you got to shrink yourself, because when you get home, it's going to be an argument. It's going to be a fight. You're not going to be able to sleep. There's going to be no peace. You're going to be arguing around your kids. Yeah, that person has too much access to you. It's time to be packing them bags and, have that U-Haul ready for when they get off work. Everything going to be gone, including you. Or when you start to feel anxious before interacting with the person, this can go hand in hand with the one that I just said, because you don't know which way it's going to go. That person has too much access to you for you to even be feeling anxious. They have too much access to you. Or when you can't focus when they're around. All of those go hand in hand. So if someone's presence is costing you your peace, it's costing you not to be able to work towards your goals, that's too much access. All right, ladies, let's take a quick pause, because if you're in a season of protecting your energy, setting boundaries, and choosing yourself intentionally, I want you to check out my 30-day Glow Up Journal Planner. It was created for this exact phase of life. It helps you get clear on what you want, release habits and connections that drain you, build discipline without burning yourself out, and refocus on you mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. That journal is for the woman who's done playing small and ready to move with intention. I really love this, because when we start moving with intention, man, that life changes for the better. But all right, let's get back to it. So now we've learned all of this about access and proximity. This is how it's going to block your goals, and you're not even going to realize it. Some of your delays are not spiritual attacks. They're just access issues. They're boundary issues. You're giving your best energy to conversations that are taking you nowhere. In fact, they are actually pulling you back into the old you, not the new you where you're trying to go. Or it's not keeping you balanced in the present time. It's actually pulling you back. When you talk to that friend and she tries to keep gossiping about folks, maybe y'all used to gossip about folks, get the tea on other people and bring it back to each other. And she's still trying to have those conversations, but nothing about leveling up. Yeah, that's the type of conversation. Also, people who don't pour back into you. That is how it's going to block you from reaching your goals without realizing it. You're giving, and you're not getting. Distractions, those distractions that are disguised as comfort. All those comfort shows you're watching every single day, it's okay to watch them. Matter of fact, set a timer on your phone or put it in your calendar for the week to watch your comfort shows. To binge your comfort shows. That's what life is all about, being able to enjoy it. But we're not going to be in this comfort phase every single day when we got stuff to do. And then you're trying to work on your goals with the leftover energy that you have. But your goals are going to require you to focus and be intentional and consistent and emotionally regulated. And it's going to require solitude. And it's going to require you to put the alcohol down, to put the substances down so you can have a clear mind. You cannot build a big life while entertaining small Ooh, I like to say it. So this is how we're going to protect and maintain our life force energy without becoming that cold, bitter person, because we know you can always tell when someone has just learned that it's okay to protect their energy, because they go the extra mile. I mean, they go hard. They become this cold villain. You know how we say we in our villain era? That's not causing harm to other people. But these people, they got the flyest mouth. They don't care what come out their mouth because they're just learning. They gonna dial it down in a few months or in a few years. They're like, okay, I know I can do this. I know I can protect my energy. I don't have to be mean with it. You see what I'm saying? We've all been there. Maybe not with this particular subject, but we've all been there before, so we know. But you're gonna slow your responses. Someone else's emergency is not your emergency. Now, of course, if it's life or death, come on now. We know when to use this. We know when to apply it. But slow your responses. Urgency is not required for everything. Everything is not urgent. Everything is not an emergency. Everything does not deserve to be addressed in that moment. You're going to limit the daily access people have to you, because not everyone needs daily updates, especially y'all with this social media. Learn how to strategically and intentionally post on social media. Everyone does not need to know about your life. You need to create times of no talk times, because silence is when you are productive. I told you about that solitude. I told you about that calling people back after 5 o'clock when you're done with your workday. That's your no talk time. You're going to be unavailable on purpose. Yes, it's okay to be unavailable on purpose. Like I said, when I first stopped answering my phone, I felt amazing. I felt bad at first. I'm like, let me call them back. But no, I started putting it on Do Not Disturb. I don't even want to see the call. Because if it's an emergency, especially like a medical emergency, life or death, you'll probably need to call 911 before me, because they got more resources for you. Okay? Now, if it's something involving kids or close family, answer the phone. But like I said, be unavailable on purpose. It's not going to hurt you. Availability to you is a privilege. Stop over explaining yourself for how you feel. No is enough. That's one complete sentence. No. You don't have to explain yourself when you're telling someone yes. So why are you explaining yourself when you're telling someone no? Also, pay attention to your body, because wherever you have pain or weakness or illness, something that is off, that's information. That's giving you feedback. Your body is giving you feedback. Your energy is currency altogether. So you need to spend it where you're going to grow, not helping someone else grow all the time. It's okay to, give back, but feed yourself first, because like they tell you on the airplane, if something was to happen, put on your mask first, then try to help others. Because if you don't help yourself, you can't give to others. It's not going to last long, and both of y'all might croak out then. So here's the truth. Denying access does not make you mean. It makes you intentional, and it actually will make you a better person. It makes you a better person to be around as well, a happier person. And the woman you're becoming requires a higher level of discernment. Everyone can't come with you. Everyone can't sit close to you. They can't sit in your circle. They can't sit at your table. Some people can't even be in the room with you. Everybody cannot touch your life. And you got to know that that's okay. If this message resonated with you, that's your confirmation. You're not doing too much. You're finally doing what you should have been doing years ago, months ago. You're finally doing that. Don't let anyone guilt trip you into thinking doing what's best for yourself is bad. It's not. Like, comment, and subscribe if you're in your protect your peace, protect your future era. This is Pretty Girl Rich era, evolving into womanhood, where we heal, level up, and become the best version of ourselves. As always, I'm going to see you in the next one. Bye.